Hi, and welcome to Lift Kits and Coffee. My name's Chris. Well, in today's video, I thought I'd do an unboxing. So for everybody that's just getting started with off-roading, which is definitely me, and Alfred's back here, and I've been slowly getting the vehicle ready. And if you've seen my last video, I talked about pizza cutters, and well, we're going to have cars driving through this whole video because it's a busy street out there. But so I've got the pizza cutter tires on, and we're getting close to having at least a minimal setup to go out and do a little bit of off-roading. But one of those things that you run into right away is you're going to need some gear, just some basic gear in the car for what you might encounter out on the road. One of those first things you're going to need to do is have the ability to air down your tires and then air them back up. So if you've got a friend with you and they've got a nice setup, or they're willing to share their compressor and things like that, well, then you don't need this step right away, but eventually you're going to need to look at air compressor and some tools to deflate and reinflate. So I bought a compressor, and it's the VIAIR 300P, and we'll be unboxing that today. And I also bought the Boulder Tools rapid deflation kit. So that's not the preset stuff you put on your valve stems, but this actually sort of takes the valve stem out so you can really air down quick. So that's what I chose to do for the first one. We'll take a look at that as I unbox it. And then the other thing you're going to need, you're going to have to probably get some sort of basic recovery option, if you're out there. I've already driven on a forest road that I had never been on before, and it was just me and my dad, and we were out driving. It was a beautiful ride, but we came to a place where we could see where a tree had fallen across the road, and we were pretty far out, and we hadn't seen anybody in the whole 20 miles we were riding. And if somebody hadn't come along, sometime prior and cut that log and moved it off the road, we'd be stuck right there, or have to turn around and drive, maybe 25 or so miles over our shoulder and go back the way we came. That wouldn't have been tragic, but it just highlighted to me that you need to have some sort of basic tools to either move an obstruction, or if, for some reason you end up in a ditch or some situation where you can't get yourself out and you do have, another person or another vehicle goes by, you might need like a tow strap. So, cutting to that chase. So I did buy a tow strap, and after doing a little research, I quickly found out that there's really two kinds that you have to look at. And the one type is tow strap that's made out of polyester, or I had to reference my notes here. So anyway, or one that's made out of nylon. So the difference between a polyester tow strap and a nylon tow strap really has to do about elasticity. So a nylon strap is going to have something like 20 to 25% elasticity. And then if one that's made from polyester is going to have about 5% elasticity. And so how does that play into your choice? Well, if you've got one vehicle tow strap to another vehicle and they take off, that tow strap's going to have about 5% give. Well, that just puts a lot of snap torque on that strap the moment that you come to the ends. And so it's like there's very little shock absorber in there. And from when doing my research online about which tow strap to get, and I was trying to find something somewhat economical, and I wasn't beyond buying one that was made in China with maybe a name that you wouldn't pronounce. But it seemed like the more inexpensive toe straps were usually polyester. But in reading through the comments or the reviews on them, I found a lot of times that people were having issues with those breaking, maybe even after the first try. So I'm not an expert, and I have no experience with using them yet, but sort of intuitively, it seemed to be that maybe the issue was that there's just no give in that strap, and if somebody is taking off to get you out of a ditch and they only have 5% of elasticity, that there's just a big shock on that strap at the seams or where the stitching is or where the pieces come together. So that might be just a little too much stress, for really a high, heavy vehicle, extreme, tow situation. And then, where I saw that the straps that people use, like the bungee cord ones, for like real recoveries, where you get that slingshot effect when one vehicle takes off, it comes to the end of the toe strap, and then the strap actually is going to come back. Well, you get that sort of extra force to pull somebody out. So those options are $200 and $300, and they have a lot of elasticity, and they're really specifically designed for getting people out of ditches and stuff like that. So the middle ground seemed to me to find a toe strap that was made out of nylon, so that you get some more of that elasticity. And so if you did have to pull somebody out of the ditch, you get a little bit of that snap of slingshot effect, but also you might get a little more use out of your strap before it was breaking. Another couple of things about a toe strap to think about probably is, a question would be how long to get. And it seems like they typically come in like mostly 20 or 30 foot lengths. I went ahead and got a 30 footer. So, the difference between 20 and 30 feet might have been $10. And if you're in a situation, you don't want to be out there thinking like, oh, I wish I had an extra 10 feet to get up to the curb. So anyway, just go ahead and get the 30 footer. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to go ahead and we'll open up some of these boxes, and we'll just see what you get and how it's packaged when it comes. And I'm no expert, and I've really never used these things before. So that's something that I'm going to have to do, once I start getting out a little bit and putting these things to work. But I thought today would be a fun video to just see what the pieces are and see what's in there, and maybe get some close-ups for you. So for folks that are still in the decision-making phase, maybe some of these images would help you out in your own decision. All right? So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and start with the toe strap, because I think that it's the one that's in here. Let's see. So I do have some notes here about the choice, but so we use the trusty box cutter here, and we're going to open up top. And oops, well, I guess what I opened up was the air compressor. So anyway, we'll start with the air compressor and get the box out of here. And there you go, there's the front. And this is again, I bought the VIAIR 300P. And one of the big, so anyway, we all know the same things, which is that when you're buying something like this, you can spend as little or as much as you want. And but also, I have to do these things on a budget like most people do. And so we're trying to balance like performance and quality against what we're going to spend. So after looking around and really, seeing some notes that this was a compressor that was appropriate for tire sizes up to 33 inches, which is what I have. It's not going to be a fast performer. So, maybe when you're airing back up from 15 pounds of PSI pressure in your tires to back up to, street pressures, maybe you're going to end up spending 3 or 4 minutes per tire. Well, you can have it good, fast, or cheap, whatever two you want. So I want it to be good, and I needed it to be affordable. So I was willing to, realize that when I'm out on the trail, I might need 15 or 20 minutes to air back up. So that's just the time that we'll be spending more time in nature, right? So without saying anything more about that. So anyway, let's open it up here, open the box. And so it looks like it's coming in a really nice pack. There's nothing else in the box but this pack, but looks like it's nice, stitched, and it's got these clips here. So let's undo those. And then there looks like we got 2 compartments here. This one here is sort of like a little kangaroo pouch, and we'll pull that down. And in here is the air hose. So let's pull this stuff out. Are we open? No. So let's just go ahead and cut that. And looks like we got a needle and some fittings for the end of the hose here for different types of fittings on your valves, or maybe a football. And here's the part that would connect to the compressor. This is the part that's going to hook on to the compressor itself. Looks like it's got a sleeve connection, so you just click it on with this rapid connect. And then on the other end, you've got the a valve here that's going to show you the pressure at the wheel. That's going to be handy. And then, just a snap-on, so you don't have to screw it down. That seems like that's going to be a pretty good option right there. So that's all that's in there. So those 2 items, and let's get to up here where obviously this is where the compressor is going to be. And well, we get some information in here. Warranty card. There's some styrofoam on the ends. And so we got a couple extra pieces here, and those are the items that are in this box. I'm going to just set this aside so we don't have to negotiate too many things here. Pull the ends off. Kind of looks like a jigsaw. So there it is. It feels like it's about 10 pounds, and I wrote some notes here to see if it's, I guess, yeah, it's about 9 pounds. It's got a nice plate bottom with rubber feet, and this says this is the inlet port, so this is where air is going to go in. And this looks like it's a little air filter, so this is going to screw on the front. And then here are the connectors to your battery. So this does not plug into your cigarette lighter. It pulls too many amps for that. So it's going to have it go right on your battery. So it looks like there's maybe 8 to 10 feet of cable here. Did I write that down? No, I did not. Anyway, I think I read this is about 10 feet. So this will get you, at least get this guy down on the ground. Somebody is in full diesel mode there. Anyway, there's about enough cable here to get on your battery and probably get this sitting on the ground, or maybe just a little bit farther around the corner. But you're going to be relying on your air hose to get you all the way to your tire. And if you're trying to air up tires on a trailer, this is probably not going to be enough hose. But I think it'd be certainly enough to get around the tires on, a 4-wheel drive pickup or anything smaller than that. And then looks like here we have some foam. These are probably filters for the air filter. Looks like a couple of different kinds and a couple different ones, so that you can wash them or reuse them, I suppose, if you're out on the dirty trail. So yeah, that looks like that's it. And this is the part where you're going to hook this guy on. That goes there, and then, like I say, this guy is going to screw on here. That's going to hold your air filter, and the on-off switch is right here. So, and there's a fuse holder right here. So, if it clicks off and you're out of service, obviously you'll check the fuse right there. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. Looks like good quality. cast metals and sealed, and definitely got some heft to it. So as a good first option, I think this looks like it's going to be a good one. We'll just have to find out when we start to use it. So let's move over to the other box here, which is going to be, let's move some stuff off. So this is going to be what I thought we were going to open up first, which is this is going to be the toe strap. And so I bought all these things at the same time, so they came in one shipment to me. That's why things are... All right. So, well, here's the rapid tire deflators. This is going to be... Oh, yeah. So, looks like we got some extra valves and then valve stem caps in here. And... well, and then looks like there's an extra valve stem tool in there. So some extra parts for your valves, and then here's the tool itself. I went ahead and got one from Boulder Tools. It looks like they're sort of new in some of this, in some of these parts, but online it looked like good quality stuff. I'll put some close-ups in here, but you know, you get this is the tool that you actually screw onto your valve, and then it can pull the valve out. And then you just check your pressure as you're deflating with this. So this doesn't play any role in airing back up. This is just for airing down. But whereas it might take me all the time to air back up, this is going to make the air down process go pretty fast. But you will have to go around to every tire. So you know, the other option is to get the valve stem, you know, deflators that actually screw on, and they're sort of preset to a certain pressure level. And from what I understand, if you want those to work well, you probably just need to go ahead and spend a little bit extra money and get the nicer ones. They're easier to calibrate, or they may be pre-calibrated. But anyway, so I didn't do that. I went ahead and got this, and this was around $30, I think. So, and this looks like it's made out of brass or something that looks like brass. But this has got like a rubber thing on it, so hopefully it can take a little bit of beating and won't crack the glass right away. So and it comes in a nice little case. So I think I can put this in here, and there's probably going to be enough room in the air compressor case for me to put all this stuff together. So when it's time to air down or air up, I'll just have to grab one item, set it outside. So that looks like good. And the other item here where we were actually started, and we're back around to it, is a toe strap. So I bought the toe strap from a company called Alltop. Looks like they're in the U.S. and so I did get the 100% nylon strap. So maybe there are blends out there, but 100% nylon strap, and that gave me it says here it's got a 22% elasticity. In my mind, I think that makes a big difference. So, and then it's got a brake strength of 35,000 pounds. So that's several times more than my vehicle, and maybe any vehicle I'll encounter. But so let's go ahead and open the box. And again, it's nice when everything comes in cases. So that's just one extra thing you don't have to buy. So this comes in a nice case with a carrying strap. So this will just live in the car. It can probably live under a seat if you're trying to keep track of your space and or minimize the impact on your space inside the vehicle. And so a little Velcro handle there, and this goes like that. There doesn't seem to be any extra pockets on the outside. So open it up here, and we get some instructions, which we'll definitely need to read. And so we got some D-rings here that got some nice color coat paint on them. They're heavy, and so you get two of those, one for each end of the strap. And, take this one out too. Might have been cool if these pins were the same color as the strap. If they were bright orange, that might have been nice. And so here's the strap. Be careful not to cut the strap with the knife. Oh, this is nice. So it's got a little zip strap right here, goes around it. So once you wound it all back up, you know, it's going to hold it together like that so that it doesn't just fly apart. But we'll take it apart here, keep track of that. And let's take a look at some of this. So yeah, seems heavy duty. This is my first toe strap, so I don't really have any prior life experience with what other ones will look like. I think the reviews were pretty good on this. And one thing that I really did like about the All-Top brand was that it comes with a lifetime guarantee. And I could imagine that you break this thing using it out there on the trail someplace, or it gets compromised in some way, you're just going to email them and they're going to send you another one. So hopefully we won't ever have to find that out, but it's just nice to know. I think you can buy cheaper straps that don't have that lifetime guarantee or something that nice. And so you're just going to take the risk that it breaks, you're just going to buy it again. So, and this is a 3-inch strap. I'm not strong enough to make it do any part of that 22% elasticity. But, the both ends look the same, and you've got this piece here. So, if it's up against something, this is just to help so it don't rub or burn on your bumper or maybe where it will contact. So anyway, that's cool. I'm kind of excited. These are two things, I feel like are the most, this is like a screwdriver in your toolbox. You just basically have to have some really basic things if you're going to go out in nature and get on some obstacles or whatever. Obviously, you need to air down your tires in most situations so that the ride doesn't kill you, but also give you a little better grip on those trails. And so you need some basic tools to do that. You need something to air down with, and you need something to air back up with, because it's not advisable to go out on the streets with your tires air down to 15 pounds or something like that. It's just going to use up your tires real fast. And then the other thing is you need some basic piece of recovery gear. At the very least, if you're stuck and somebody comes by and can help you out, don't depend on them to have the toe strap too, I guess. So this will be good. And if you're out on a trail and you find a log across the road, maybe you don't have a chainsaw or something like that, but you can wrap a toe strap around it and possibly pull it off to the side of the road and still be able to get through. So I thought that was a nice, good place to start. I might look at getting a tow hitch connector that'll hold a D-ring like this, maybe. I just need to explore that a little farther. And Alfred doesn't really have any good connection points up front, so I probably need to look at least getting at something in that regard soon. But anyway, so this is what was in the boxes. And again, I don't have any working experience with any of these things yet, so that's something that we'll be getting in future videos. And if you have any questions or you want some pictures of something that I don't insert, I'll be more than glad to do that and send them to you. Just put a comment down in the below area or wherever that comment area is on your device. And I appreciate you tuning in today. My name is Chris, and I'm a coffee roaster. And I roast coffees for Lift Kit Coffee. And this little brand I started to make coffee for the off-roading community. So if you're interested in trying some coffees, I'd be really happy to send you some. I have a website where you can order. It's liftkitcoffee.com. I'll put that here. And I appreciate you tuning in today. Also, if you enjoyed the video, maybe you would like it and subscribe and turn on the notifications. Those things are always nice to get if you think of doing it. And I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.